Vechtsport Info Wrestling.
Yo guys, no, it's me. It's the real YFP. And first of all, I want to welcome you to this interview between me, Murat, and Carlito. You're about to watch an interview that took place 2 days ago with Carlito. Carlito Colon, of course, the former United States champion, former Intercontinental champion, and a former Unified Tag Team champion. We spoke to Carlito for about 20 minutes, talked about his future, about the past, and about, what he's doing right now, and about side projects like UFC or movies and series. So check it out. Let me know what you thought about it. And comment which wrestler you want us to interview next, because we are very busy talking with wrestlers and managers to see which wrestler will join us next on this podcast. Speaking about the podcast, normally Gerard would join us, Gerard Buddenberg, oftewel the Dutch WWE fan, but unfortunately due to work, he couldn't join us that night. So Murat took over, and Murat, of course, Mr. Hectube, Mr. Cavo, a guy who's been on my personal channel before. He did a hell of a job helping me out with the interview. So right now, I hope you will enjoy the interview. Let us know via the comments what you thought about it, and of course, which wrestler you want us to interview next. Check out the podcast. Link is in the description. Check out our socials. Those are also in the description. Like, subscribe, and share this interview so we can do more. So for now, enjoy the interview. Here we go.
Vechtsport Info Wrestling Podcast.
All right, there we go. Hello, everyone. We're here with a very special guest, a former United States champion, a former Intercontinental champion, former tag team champion, but the current coolest guy in wrestling. He always is the coolest guy in wrestling. Carlito, how are you doing?
Good. How are you guys?
We're doing good. Thank you very much.
Wonderful.
Of course, we are going through a rough period of time with the pandemic, and of course, wrestling is a big source of entertainment that keeps people entertained.
What area are you guys in?
We're in Amsterdam, the Netherlands.
Amsterdam, okay. Oh yeah. How are things over there?
We're
50-50. We're not sure though.
Okay.
We're trying
in a good way, and sometimes.
Yeah, I'm in Texas here, man. We're just wide open.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I said no mask. I said no mask. Whatever. Just forget it. Just everybody go out there and
We should all move
be
to
free.
Texas.
No, I've been trying to go to the United States, of course, for the last 2 years, but none of the borders are closed. But I check every single day, and I see that everything is open there. So here it's a little bit of both. But wrestling was, of course, the one thing that kept everyone entertained. So Murat, take us away.
Yeah, so of course we have the Corona pandemic, but something happened in that Corona pandemic that actually was pretty nice to see, and that was your return at Royal Rumble. Can you please take us through that whole process? What happened? How did you get back? It was a long wait, and at the end we had the time to see the Carlito of a couple of years back. Please take us through.
Well, I'll start. I think when I was hanging out with Shelton and MVP, they were doing the Hurt Business thing, and they just, they started talking to me like, well, what do you think about coming back, or it'd be cool to, to do something. I was like, all right, you guys mind if we throw your name around? I said, no, go ahead, man. That's fine with me. I got no problem in with anybody. And then they called me a couple of maybe days or weeks later to do the Legends Night, and then I don't know, maybe the week before Legends Night or a couple of days before Legends Night, they called me back and they said, look, we're gonna cancel you we'd rather you come back for the Rumble. I think it was Hurricane Helm's idea. He said, why are we bringing him for Legends Night? Why don't we bring him back for the Rumble? So, but yeah, then that happened. And then, you know, they said, would you rather be in the Rumble? I said, yes, I'd rather that, you know, definitely more than Legends Night. So that's pretty much how it happened. Yeah, I'm very happy that I did it. It was great. You know, obviously I would have loved for an audience to be there, but, you know, you still, you know, still on social media, you know, you can see all the positive remarks, and you know, it was nice to see how you know, a couple people missed me, and you know, a couple people were excited to see me. So that was you know, that was very nice. A lot of people did, yeah. A lot of people did, yeah. That was great. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and with that reaction, everyone was happy, like you said already. But did WWE told you that it was a one-off, or because you also did a Raw the next night, was that planned before, or did you do that on the weekend?
Again, I think no. The day before I left for the Rumble, they told me we want you to stay for Raw too. So like, all right, that works for me. So yeah, so I did the Rumble, did Raw, and then that's all we talked about. We didn't talk about anything after that. We just talked about those two appearances.
Okay. I have a question totally about something else. Of course, next to wrestling, you also did some acting. We've seen you in a couple series. And my question is actually, is that something we can see in the future? Because most of the WWE superstars are getting into the Hollywood, into movies, some series. Is that something you're planning to do?
Maybe, you know, we'll see. You know, it's not up to me. You know what I mean? It's if you know, people want to put me in more stuff, it's great. Yeah, it's something that you know, something new for me. I wanted to try something new. After doing wrestling for so many years, it was cool to feel like a rookie again. Like you know, I'm starting from the bottom. So yeah, I mean, you know, it was definitely a great experience, and yeah, I'd like to do more stuff like that. So hopefully, yeah, in the future, I can do some more acting.
Well, who knows? Maybe.
Who knows?
All right. So let's take each other back to 2004, Boston, Massachusetts, the one big SmackDown. Your debut. Of course, you debuted against John Cena. You took the US title. That's one hell of a debut. How did that process take place? How did it happen?
I don't, man. That's going way back. I don't remember that. I don't remember when I was told. I don't think it was a lot of time before, maybe a week before or something. And yeah, they said, like, this is what we're planning for your debut. I was like, all right, cool, man. That works. And I'd never met Cena before, but you know, meeting Cena, he was always great to me since the first time I met him. He's always been a good guy to me, you know, big inspiration for me. And you know, and then I didn't realize, the only thing I didn't realize is how hard he hits. But other than that, you know, it was a great night.
All right, and with the creation of Carlito, like of course you played a big part of yourself there. You tuned yourself up to 100, but what did it take? Like, what was the creation process of the character that we know?
No, it was just, you know, when I was always a babyface in Puerto Rico when I started, and I went to OVW, which was, you know, the developmental territory back then, as a babyface, and you know, I just always knew that I never liked, you know, being a babyface. I always knew that I just always felt that I'd be better as a heel. So one day, I think Rip Rogers said, "Why don't you try being a heel tonight?" I was, all right, and then yeah, I did a heel, and then after that, everything kind of changed, and everything got moved quickly after that. Pretty much, I just felt a lot freer, you know, being a heel.
Nice. I have a question about you were just saying about that John Cena was really nice and helped you out through the first time that you came in. Are there still some WWE superstars you still have contact with? We've seen on Instagram that you still have contact with Chris Masters.
Chris Masters actually. He's at my house right now. He's inside.
Really?
I don't know what he's up to. Yeah, he came to visit for the week.
Well, Yannick, are we going to tell the fun fact?
Yeah, we have talked to Chris Masters before, like years back, and that turned into a very interesting story. So yeah, that's why we reacted Chris Masters. But yeah, but do you have other WWE superstars that you're still in contact with?
Yeah, but a bunch of guys, and it was cool that when I went back for the Rumble to see a lot of the guys that I hadn't seen in years. But you know, it's a weird thing about wrestling is, you know, you don't see each other for years, but then you see each other and it's like not a day's gone by. You know what I mean? You pick up right where you left off. You know, like a guy like Randy. It's great to see Orton. Bobby Lashley. You know what I mean? I haven't seen him in a minute. It was great to see him. Edge and Christian. You know, just you know, and then guys. You know, the other guys that are close that live here in Texas too is MVP Shelton. Like I said earlier.
Wow.
Mickey James is a good friend. Who else? Hurricane. I talk to him all the time, especially on UFC nights. You know, we always text back and forth about the fights. You know, yeah, just a bunch of other guys too. Yeah.
Wow, awesome.
All right, then of course you have a lot of contact with the guys still. Your contact with Vince McMahon. How was your contact with the boss, and do you have a crazy Vince McMahon story?
Do I have a crazy Vince story? I don't know. Like it seemed like he did all the crazy stuff before I got there, because I always hear from the guys before they tell us all the crazy Vince McMahon stories. Yeah, I didn't, you know, I'd say hi to him and that, and we, you know, we had a couple of meetings and stuff, but I wasn't that close to Vince. We didn't talk a lot, I would say, you know, here and there, but you know, it wasn't like a close relationship.
Okay. I think we're heading to a couple fan questions.
Fan questions, all right.
First one is from Dan Dance. He said, "What was the story behind the apple?"
The story behind, well, you know, if those of you wrestling historians know, like basically Carlito vignettes were kind of like just old ripoff of Razor Ramon vignettes. And in one, I remember Razor was spitting. I don't know what he was doing, but he had something. It wasn't an apple. He had something, and he just spat it at a guy. And then you look at my vignette. I was at a fruit stand, and I grab an apple, and then the owner, I just turn to him and spit the apple at him. And I guess Vince saw that, and he loved it. He goes, "Okay, I want you to keep doing that." I was like, "All right, cool." So that kind of said, I'm the one spitting it. I don't mind. Yeah, that's great. So that's kind of just how it became my thing.
Well, that's a fun fact.
But did guys get hot of it? Did guys get angry? Or did guys were like, no, we don't want to spit. We don't want it.
No, man, that's the thing about wrestling, man. We see what what it means to entertainment. You know what I mean? And we're willing to do whatever. You know what I mean? I think a lot. I'm sure nobody enjoys that. Well, actually, a couple people have asked me if they can pay me to do it. I don't know why people would want that. I wouldn't want anybody to spit on me. I don't care who it is. But I'll get that all the time. Is, "Hey, man, what do you charge to spit it in my face?" Why would you want that? I don't know. But yeah, I think I forgot what I was talking about. But is anybody? Yeah, like I said, nobody. Or at least I'm sure they did, but nobody said anything. Because well, this is what we're doing. Okay, boom. I never had. Surprisingly, nobody tried to get out of it or anything.
All right. But, so fans do ask you the question though, like spitting questions. Oh my God!
All the time, yeah, all the time. Yeah, they're really willing. Like I said, they're even willing to pay for it. Like, brutal.
They're crazy. Another fan question from Johan Kivit. If you weren't a wrestler, what would you be? What did you think you would be?
That's a good question. I've been doing this for so long, and since like I said, all my jobs were wrestling related. I started working for my dad's company. In the canteen selling sodas and food. Then I was going around selling the beer around the building. And I became a cameraman. Then I would put up the ring. I was part of the ring crew. And then I think eventually I moved to wrestler. So, like I said, I don't know. Wrestling has been in my life so long. I don't know what else I would have been if not a wrestler.
Who knows?
Maybe a model, but I tried that and I didn't get any offers. So
how come?
I don't know. I'm just kidding.
No, I saw a post of you, your last post, if I'm not mistaken, on Instagram. You had a post about you watching the UFC.
Oh yeah.
Who's your favorite UFC fighter?
Favorite fighter now, man. I like Adesanya. I like Usman. I liked Khabib. Who else? Who else is another guy? I like the Mexican guy who just took out what's his name? The guy, I think it was the first Mexican guy to win a UFC belt. I forget what his name was, but he's a new guy that I really like.
And if you were to choose a WWE superstar who made a career switch to the UFC, who would it be?
I would say Shelton Benjamin, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I would have said Bobby Lashley, but Lashley's already done it. I would say Shelton Benjamin. Yeah, that's one guy. We tried to get him into it, but he says it's hard for him to get mad and you know, I mean, don't matter, man. Just you got to fight. You don't have to be mad at the guy. Just go out there and do what you do to wrestle him. You know what I mean? He's a world-class wrestler. Just use that.
And do you think it was a good choice of Brock Lesnar to get into the UFC?
Of course, yeah. Look at the money he made with UFC, and look at the money he's made after, thanks to UFC. So I think that was probably one of his best ideas was to go to UFC.
Okay, nice.
Of course, you had.
Yannick, you had another fan question, right?
Yeah. Of course, you had a very long career with wrestling in WWE, out WWE. You were wrestling for a long time in the Caribbean with your legendary dad. Which of all the matches are you most proud of?
It's most proud of is probably nobody's probably seen it, but it was probably just the match in Puerto Rico where I tagged with my brother and my father. You know, that was pretty cool to be able to do that. And then people ask me my WWE match. My favorite one is probably tagging with my brother at WrestleMania against was it Morrison and Miz. Just to go out there and be at WrestleMania with your brother and win a tag championship. I mean, you know, I don't know how it gets any better than that.
No. Let me see. Do you still have a dream match with a current WWE superstar?
A dream match? No, man. I don't think I've ever had dream matches. I don't know. For me, it's just this is a job. You know, I go. My dream matches. Well, I'm not gonna say that, but I just go out there and work whoever you know they want me to put me with. That's what I do. But yeah, but luckily I think I've wrestled pretty much everybody. Even some of these guys I've seen them on the indie scene and wrestled them on the indie scene already. So I guess I don't know. I've had my future dream matches. Maybe I don't know.
Was every match for you the same fun or?
No, obviously there's more. You know, obviously there's some matches that aren't fun at all. You know, there's some matches that are great. Like like always being in there with Rey Mysterio was always a fun match.
Oh, nice! Wow.
Yes, so continuing that question, like which of the guys were like the best to work with? And I know it's not the best question to ask, but which guys did you like? Well, man, I'd rather not work you anymore. You work stiff or something.
Yeah, there's cool guys like that. I can't remember I'm not gonna say at least who personally, but guys that I did like working is Shelton, Rey Mysterio, who else? Shawn Michaels was always fun. He's as good as. It was cool to see that they always talk about Shawn Michaels. He's as good as they say he is. You know what I mean? Of course, being in there with Flair, wrestling my brother, my cousin was kind of cool. We did that. We did a match in Puerto Rico. I think it was my brother versus me versus my cousin, which I had a lot of fun with. I've been working with Penta, Penta and Phoenix. Those guys, man, they can do amazing things.
I've got one more question, Yannick.
Yeah. Ask.
What was the weirdest thing you've experienced in the WWE?
Weirdest thing in WWE?
Yeah.
I don't know. Just on the road, fans are weird sometimes. You know, they just do crazy things, and I'm trying to think. A weird. A lot of weird stuff. I don't know if I can say it on this thing, but just being on the road, man, you see all this crazy stuff.
Okay.
All right, and you were talking about spitting in people's face. Actually, we heard now that fans would would pay for it. That's something crazy to me. But if you can spit one apple in anyone's face, like you can choose out of anyone, who would it be?
You know what, man? I'm on a positive vibe right now, man. I don't really, the next person they pay me to spit on, I think. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Let me see. Yeah. So. I think, but right now, yeah, I'm thinking about, I'm on a positive vibe now, man. I love everybody right now. So there's no real person. I'm sure maybe somebody will pop up one day, but as of now, I'm just I don't really have any animosity towards anybody.
Well, that's great. That's very great. You've been in wrestling for so freaking long, and you've been successful, of course. And what is your biggest piece of advice that you want to give to young talent that are dreaming about being a WWE superstar or any promotion superstar? What's your biggest advice to them?
Big advice to try to give them now is what I try to tell the kids is that I think it's just the wrestling is not about the moves or the wrestling. You know what I mean? We tell stories in the ring, and we use wrestling to tell the story. And I think a lot of guys nowadays, they focus on the moves. They make it look pretty or make it look cool, but then the story makes no sense. So I try to tell them, like, mainly what you want to do is you want to go out there and tell a story. You want to be a character that stands out and go out there and tell a story that everybody can follow and that everybody can relate to.
Wow.
That is indeed a great advice. Then we have one more question for you, and then we will leave you to enjoy the rest of your beautiful day in Texas. Right now, you are doing indie promotions. You're working with a lot of different promotions, I saw, in different parts of the States. If a big company calls, and a big company with AEW or WWE or Impact, New Japan, will we see you in a big company this year?
Oh, this year? I don't know, man. Like I said, I don't know. Everybody thinks that I'm going against the big companies, but really the big companies don't call me. So I don't know. You know what I mean? You got to ask them. Like I'm willing to listen to anybody, and if it's a good offer, I'd love to definitely go somewhere. But like I said, man, nobody calls Carlito. I don't know why, but we'll see. Hopefully, someone will call, and hopefully, we can get something good. But yeah, I'd love to.
Hoping to see you on TV.
I appreciate it. I get that all the time, but and I get that from the other wrestlers, all the boys, but nobody calls me. So and I'm not gonna be standing by the phone either. You know what I mean? I got to go out and do my thing. So I just keep going.
So this is an open invitation. If any company, big company, has the right money, because Carlito doesn't wrestle for free, he's a star. Once Carlito, they can all call you.
Yeah, anybody can call me. Yeah.
All right, then that's a great message to leave this interview with. I want to thank everybody for watching. I want to thank you, Carlito, for your time. I really appreciate you taking your time and being here. And I want to wish you a good year, a good time, and hopefully we will speak each other at some point again.
All right, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
Have a nice day, bro.